Welcome back, it's Smashboss here. In this video I want to start a new project on my channel. The new project will be all about Super Mario Odyssey, but instead of making a normal playthrough, I want to have an extra challenge. So I'm going to try to beat this game as far as it's possible without jumping. That means I cannot press the A button or the B button. This excludes skipping sequences because in most cases you have to talk to people in story sequences or in other places. So that means you have to press A to proceed because the text only goes away if you press A. So that does not count for this run, but as soon as I have control over Mario, I will always try to solve as far as I can the whole game without actually pressing A or B. So the only way for me to really jump is by throwing Cappy and running into him. This way Mario does an automatic jump, and that's the only way that I am able to jump and do combos. So that's the special challenge that I'm going to try for this run. I don't know how far I will get in this first video, but it will definitely include the first two kingdoms. Also, during the whole run, a lot of basically any kingdom up until the final boss will be spoiled. So if I reach a point in my playthrough where I'm in a location that is a spoiler for you, so I will definitely put in each description which kingdoms are shown in the video. So before you watch it, if you don't want to get spoiled, then just read the description. There will be the kingdoms that are shown in the video. So now, for this one, you may wonder how I'm going to jump as a frog without pressing B. But I can also shake the controller in order to jump. So that's how I get around pressing B with a frog. And then we are already close to the first boss. And as you can see, it's already pretty challenging because I can't just jump on the boss's head. I have to basically lure him in a place where I can easily throw my cap and jump on him. Like this. So this is how you beat the Cascade-Kingdom without jumping. Now we just need to get on top of this one to activate it, but that's easy. We can also just throw Cappy. So in this run I'm going to skip all the sequences that you can watch, because in most of them there's any text or something like that that you would have to press A no matter what, so I'm just skipping all the cutscenes because I don't actually really know which one have text in them, but I guess most of them are also like here, that's text and I can't skip it, so these times I have to press A because there's no other button that I could use for this. But as soon as I control Mario, I will avoid by any means to press A or B. So here we have to capture this guy to break the block where the first moon was in. It's not really a challenge until the desert, I would say, because that's the first kingdom where you have to be really creative in order to solve this challenge. But as far as I've played yet, I've managed to beat the first 4 kingdoms. So up until this point, I've already figured out what I have to do in order to manage to do the challenge, but from then I'll also struggle at some points. So here we have this chain jump that's there for the second moon. And now there's already the first little problem. If we capture the big chain jump, we can make it all the way over this bridge. Then we can also capture this chain jump, but it will not really help us because there's an 8-bit section coming up, and in this section we cannot throw Cappy, so there's basically really no way to jump for us. So in this case we have to find a way around, and luckily there is a way that is a little skip for this first kingdom. So up here there's the T-Rex, and you can use it to break these blocks, and under these blocks there's a trampoline, and with good timing of jumps we can actually get on top to the second boss, and we don't have to use the B button for this because we jump automatically off of the trampoline, and then we just need to leave the T-Rex in order to jump a little bit, and the rest is throwing Cappy and diving. There's also no A or B button involved. Luckily for me, this boss doesn't even include jumping. I just have to capture the chain jump. So that's basically what you would normally do. And I would say after I got the triple moon, I will already cut out all the sequences until I'm in the desert and I can actually control Mario again. So that's the first triple moon. And now we're in the desert. That's the point where I can control Mario again. The first thing that I want to... Basically the first moon that I want to get is right here. There are a few moons in this town that you can get easily without A or B. So for example this one behind the Crazy Cap shop. You might know it, but you can also buy a moon for 100 coins in the Crazy Cap shop. But even if I would have 100 coins now, it's still an additional press of A, because you have to talk to the store, to the person that wants to sell the moon to you. And as I said, I have control over Mario here, so this is an A press that I can avoid. So instead we're going to try to find all the moons that we can get without pressing A or B. Just like this one. The only problem is we need 16 moons, so that's a whole lot of moons. But I've already, as I said, I've already figured out that there are actually 16 moons. And now I'm showing what exactly these moons are. I think there are even a few more moons that you can get. So if we throw the seed in this one right here, there will be a moon when we come back to it later. I think we've collected everything that we can right now. I could try to go for the bird, but that's, for example, a moon that I also didn't use when I tested it. But there's one right on top of this dune. The only problem is that it's way harder to find the exact spot if you have to use this cappy mechanic instead of just jumping. There we go. Now I'm already here at the ruins. And here is the first time that I need another addition. So right now I've just used this normal jump. But from this jump we can actually do another step to make a bigger combo. We don't need it just yet, but in a few moments there will be no way around it. In order to cross this gap we can, for example, use the bullet bill. And from here there are also two moons that we can get with a bullet bill. this one right here, and also that one in this stone block here. And this is the combo that we have to use in order to get all the way up here, because it's the same problem as before. We cannot do the Cappy jump in a retro section, so we have to find a way to skip it. And this is, I think, the biggest combo jump that you can make without actually pressing the jump button. Throw Cappy, run into Cappy, throw him again, dive into Cappy, and then you can do another dive. But in this case, if we jump good enough, we can do it just by performing one dive. Now we need a bullet bill. And with this bullet bill we can get 2 power moons. I'll get this one first because it's far away. We can also jump up here like this. The problem is, if we get into the quicksand, we can't get out, because in order to do that we would have to jump. But since it's not a big deal if you lose a life in this game, we can just try it over and over again. Also, the next big problem is that in order to get the triple moon from the next brutal rabbit, we also have to cross a retro section, which is not possible without jumping. So we can't use this moon. So we actually lose 3 moons because of that single moon. So what I'm actually going to do this time is bring this second seed and bring it also to the village, because if you remember, there were 3 places where you could put in one of these seeds, and all of these 3 places will spawn 1 moon. The first one might be already there. The first one, well, it wasn't there yet, but for the next part I want to collect just 1 moon in this region right here. I've tried this one on top with the nodes. The only problem is, if you for some reason fall down and you grab one of the trees, you cannot get away from it without pressing B, so it's very risky if you want to avoid pressing A or B. And that's why I brought the second seed. Then this is the safe moon right here. And then there's another easy one right here. We have to capture the cactus and move it away. Just like that. Now we've already collected 10 moons. 2 are also ours because of the seeds. So we only need 4 more additional moons. We could collect this one right here, but we also have to talk to this NPC, so that requires pressing A. And for the last 4 ones we have to get a little bit creative and search all the way over there. Then there's 1 moon we can collect with a little trick. So there's 1 moon in the desert where we have to bring 3 sheeps to a certain spot. And normally we would have to go to this guy that is standing in the circle right there, and he would tell us that he lost his 3 sheeps and we can help him bring them back. But we can also do this quest without talking to him. The moon will automatically spawn once we bring all sheeps back. Now I just have to find them. There's the second one. And I think the third one was also somewhere over here. That's by far the easiest one. So that's how we avoid talking to this guy. because he just automatically gives you the moon without even entering his quest. Now we need 2 more moons, and we can get them by going inside the house. And the main trick in this house is to do the combo jump to get up here. This way we can make our way to the 2 moons that are hidden here easily. One is right here, and in order to save time I could just try to beat the stage from here. I will try it once, but it's easier to just die once because you will restart at the beginning of this little room. So now you can do the same thing again. This time we go all the way to the end. And now I think the final 2 moons from the seeds should also be there. Also, even if I have activated checkpoints, we cannot fast travel, because if I go to the map, the problem is that first of all I get trapped, because if I don't even enter the map I wouldn't have to press A in order to do this text here, and I also cannot go to checkpoints because warping to a checkpoint or to the Odyssey is also the A button. I can close the map again with minus, but as I showed before, it's actually one additional A press that you don't have to do if you don't even open the map once. So I was just doing it to show off that it's definitely at least one additional A press for each fast travel. That's why I'm going the long way here. Well, these things are not there yet, so I'll just wait and cut to the point where the moons are actually there. There's also one moon that came into my mind, and we might actually be able to get it. It's down there inside the little corridor on the quicksand. I first thought it wouldn't be possible to get it because we have to jump out of the quicksand, but if we jump from above and try to dive into it, there might actually be a way to get it. So as you can see, the first moon is now spawned. The second moon will still take a little bit. I've also thought about collecting another moon instead of the second plant moon. With good movement it might be possible to jump down here and collect this moon, but I think I'll try it a few more times and then I'll come back to the second seed. And that's how you collect that moon without jumping. Of course, afterwards you have to lose 10 coins again, but it doesn't matter. And the last moon that I want to collect is the second seed moon. I don't know exactly where the third seed is in this level, so I don't know if you have to jump in order to get it. But 2 seed moons are already enough. So as you can see, I've now collected 17 moons. You only need 16, so I actually can even collect more moons than I need without using A or B. For the next time we are going to enter the Sea Kingdom because I've already played it and I know that it's also possible to do the challenge there. And for all other kingdoms, well, we'll see how far we can get. I hope you enjoyed the video.